Time for another week review. This week's meterage was once again relatively low compared to especially like a bunch of the weeks before. I'm anticipating most weeks will be pretty low mileage now. Just in general I'm backing off a bit. And I'm starting to get recovered fully again, but just making sure I'm enjoying everything I'm doing. Overall, a lot less erg meters than before, about the same as last week. But then obviously more other meters. Big thing was I went swimming for a while. I think that's actually what made my back super tight later in the week, because I hadn't done it in a while, and then I did almost 80 minutes of active swimming. So that made it pretty tight. Overall, pretty happy with ending meters total, but we'll see where next week falls. Now for the favorite things of the week. My run on Monday, definitely biggest thing. It's a new fastest 5K run I've done at I think it's 2:09 or 20 minutes 9 seconds, average 6:27 pace. Pretty happy with it, especially as you can see here. Started to have issues in the middle, trying to hold on to it, especially here towards the end. Then I don't know what this jump is for, but then towards the end I managed to pick it back up and get the average down, which made it much better. Alright, caused me to get to the numbers I wanted. Also hit some pretty high heart rates during it. It's pretty rare for me to hit 180s, so I was in 180s for the last for almost 2 minutes. So that's a long time for me, relatively speaking. I guess for I'll say a low intent, or yeah, it's weird for me to get into the 180s sometimes. Other thing, when swimming, lots of pretty high yardage, as you can see, relatively speaking. Had 30 minutes of active, almost 30 minutes of active swimming straight, because I did the 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 8, 400, 200, 100. So you can see, not too fast. My technique is relatively bad, but I was pretty happy I was able to keep going for a while. I had to drag a lane rope, so that's why it says mixed at one of them, because it was a weird lap. But I was very happy to keep holding, be able to go pretty consistent during that whole thing. And last thing is the steady state on Saturday. Very happy with it. Average heart was really low, as you can see here. Most of it was pretty low heart rates, a bunch 120s. And so that's the first time my heart rate is really low on one of these longer pieces, while still going pretty fast. Was very happy with that. Also today, actually, my resting heart rate is down to lower 140s. I think today's 43-ish, 43 or 42. I think it's 43. So we'll see how the rest of the week's heart rates go in terms of me being recovered. Speaking of the next week, plan for next week, not planning too high meterage. Plan is another 3x10 1 minute rest. Actually, get rid of don't currently have the 5-mile run planned afterwards. But plan is 148.5, 147.5, 146.5 for the splits. Plan is to beat, back when I did this in March, I ended up going 146 on that last piece, so it averaged 47.5, and so this current plan here will average 47.5, so the goal is to slightly beat it. We'll see how much I end up beating it by, but should be a tough piece. And then shorter steady states in the afternoon, right at the 3x30 I used to do, just trying to make sure I'm enjoying everything, and that I'm still hitting decent volume while wanting to keep going and keep improving every day and keeping the passion alive. So currently projected is only 130k. Definitely won't be hitting the 200k mark. We'll see if I hit the 150 or not, but excited for for this week, see how the Monday piece goes, and see how the heart rates go.